Hello everyone, today we are going to start with the program Application of Social Work Methods in Social Milieu. The unit that we are going to cover is on the detection of destitutes in the community. Today's session will be covering about the basic concepts of who destitutes are and their characteristics. What causes destitution and the statistical data and the prevalence of destitutes. Also, we need to understand what are the problems of the destitutes and the community intervention. In conclusion, we are going to focus and discuss about few questions. So, starting with who destitutes are. Destitutes, we know, are the individuals who lack basic necessities such as food, shelter, and resources needed for their survival. Now, they often live in extreme poverty and may depend on charity, social services, or other government assistance for support. Now, destitution is an economic, social, and political phenomenon. They vary. The very poorest of the poor people are destitutes and are socially expelled. Now, for the survival, these destitutes, each of the human beings require income or transfers of food, clothing, and medicine. Majority of the destitutes acquire these needs or resources from begging and various types of what we call as dirty labor or informal sector, working in different informal sector that are rejected by the casual wage labor. They are also found involved in theft or maybe working in the illegal distribution of legal and illegal goods such as hard drugs, especially for elderly destitutes and disabled people, orphaned and abused children, mentally ill persons. Begging is the only option for them. Now, what is the significance of understanding this term, destitutes? Destitutes, the significance lies in better understanding of the term so that we can work better, help them better, assist them, and bring out a better society. So, understanding who and what destitution is helps us to be aware and be empathetic. So, gaining a deeper understanding of the challenges faced by destitutes in individuals fosters empathy and compassion. Now, this helps us to recognize their struggles and the systemic issues that contribute to their particular situation. Secondly, for better understanding of the term, facilitates the informed advocacy. Knowledge about destitution equips us to advocate effectively for policy changes and support systems that address the most causes of destitution. It also enables us to push for comprehensive solutions that makes a real difference. Again, for effective intervention also we need to have a thorough understanding what destitution means. Now, understanding the specific needs and challenges of destitute individuals allows for the development of the targeted intervention and support programs. This ensures that resources are used effectively and efficiently to provide meaningful assistance. Now, for community engagement also, we need to have a better understanding of this term. Now, educating the community about destitution encourage collective action and involvement. It helps us to build a supportive network that can provide essential services and support to those in need. Also, to break the cycle. Now, by addressing the underlying causes of destitution such as poverty, lack of education and unemployment, we can work towards breaking the cycle of destitution. This leads to long-term improvements in the quality of life for affected individuals and communities. So, there lies also the significance of understanding who these destitutes are. And human rights perspective, now recognizing destitution as a human rights issue emphasizes the importance of dignity, equality and justice for all individuals. It reinforces the need to protect and uphold the rights of the destitute individuals. So that is all the importance of understanding the term destitution. So there are related terms to destitution. Now, understanding and knowing the meaning of the related terms will also bring a clarity of who exactly the destitutes are. We sometimes confuse this term destitutes with vagrancy. Now, what is vagrancy? Vagrancy refers to the state of wandering from place to place without a permanent home or employment. Vagrants are often seen as homeless and destitute individuals. On the other hand, we have another term that emerged and is the term known as marginalized. Now, this term refers to the social process of being pushed to the edge of society where individuals or groups have limited access to resources, opportunities and rights. Destitute individuals often experience marginalization. The other related term is displacement. Now, displacement occurs when individuals are forced to leave their homes due to conflict, natural disasters or other crises. Displaced individuals may become the destitute if they lack access to basic necessities and support system. Another term that is closely related to destitute is refugee. Now again, refugees are the individuals who have been forced to flee their home country due to persecution, war or violence. They often face destitution as they seek safety and stability in a new country. The last term maybe that confuses us with the term destitution is the asylum seekers. Now, this category of individuals, asylum seekers, are individuals who have fled their home country and are seeking protection and legal status in another country. They may experience destitution while awaiting the outcome of their asylum application. Now, the confusion arises when we are talking about different terms. To understand destitution, are beggars and the destitutes are the same? Now, beggars are individuals who ask for alms and charity, often in public places, to survive. Begging is typically their primary means of sustenance. On the other hand, we know that individuals who lack basic necessities like food, clothing, shelter, etc., but may not necessarily resort to begging are the destitutes. They may rely on charity, social welfare program or informal work. The other aspect is that beggars are often more visible in society due to their presence in streets and public areas. They may face different type or varied type of stigmatization. On the other hand, destitutes may live in shelters, slums or hidden poverty and are often less visible than the beggars. So in a nutshell, all beggars can be considered as destitutes, but not all destitutes are beggars. Destitution encompasses a broader spectrum of severe poverty and need, while begging is a specific behavior or activity used to cope with destitution. Again, we may confuse if the homeless and the destitutes, if these both are the same. Now again, we know that homeless refers to individuals who do not have a permanent place to live and often live on the streets, in shelters or in temporary accommodation, while all homeless individuals can be considered destitutes, but not all destitute individuals are homeless. So I think with this we have been able to clarify who these destitutes are and what exactly make them a different category to understand. Now a better understanding will give us a clarity of the term, and we are going to focus on the features or the characteristics of the destitute. Now coming to this characteristics of destitutes, to have a better understanding of destitutes will help us to know about what their needs are, their problems are, so that we can have a proper intervention strategy. First of all, the first characteristic of destitutes is the economic hardship. There is no stable income or means to provide for these destitutes for themselves. Homelessness, as we know, they often live without proper shelter. Health challenges. They have limited access to healthcare, nutrition and hygiene. Social isolation. They may lack family support or community ties. Dependence. They rely on others, including NGOs, charitable organizations or government for aid. Now, what is the prevalence of this category? That means how many destitutes are there in our society. This enumeration again helps us to build in a better strategy for intervention. So it is heartening to know that despite various attempts and endeavors by the government from time to time after independence to reduce poverty, the problem of destitute population remains quite high. That is because of the additional unfortunate factors that come up from time to time, such as the prevalence of HIV and deaths due to natural calamities such as flood, earthquake, etc. Now, destitution is a significant global issue affecting millions of people worldwide. According to a data in 2012 or 14, according to a data of 2014, approximately 28.5% of India's population, which translates to over 340 million people, are considered as destitutes. In South Asia as a whole, over 240 million people are destitute. Globally, across 49 countries that has been analyzed in a study by Alker et al. In 2014, they have mentioned that half of the multidimensional poverty index, that's MPI, poor people are destitutes, amounting to over 638 million individuals. This highlights the widespread nature of destitution and the urgent need for comprehensive support and interventions to address the issue. Now, understanding the prevalence of destitution is crucial for, as I said, for developing effective policies and programs to support those in need and work towards reducing poverty and improving the quality of life for all. Now, what are the different causes of destitution? The various causes may vary from poverty to unemployment to lack of education, etc. So, we are going to discuss one by one each of the causes in an in-depth manner. So, the first cause of destitution is identified as poverty. Economic hardship is a primary cause of destitution, where individuals or families do not have sufficient income to support themselves. In another hand, unemployment, that is lack of job opportunities or loss of employment, can push individuals into destitution. Lack of education, we know that limited access to education can hinder individuals' ability to secure stable employment and improve their living conditions. Family breakdown, we know that loss of family support due to the death, divorce or abandonment can leave individuals without a safety net. Aging, for the aging population, we know that without a support or pension, the aging may be pushed as destitutes. Abuse and neglect are the other reasons where we have seen destitution being arising. So, individuals who have experienced abuse or neglect may find themselves without resources or support. Health issues, chronic illnesses, disabilities and mental health issues can lead to destitution if individuals are unable to work or access necessary care. Addiction issue also leads to loss of stability, ultimately pushing the individuals to be more vulnerable and destitution. Natural calamities or disasters, events such as floods, earthquakes and hurricanes, can displace people and destroy their homes and livelihood. And lastly, social exclusion such as caste or racial discrimination can lead to destitutions for the individuals. Now we will move on to understand or have a better clarity of who and the prevalence of destitution. So according to a statistical data, we have come across to know that in 2019 to 2001, the number of destitutes, irrespective of rural area or urban area, has been found high all the time. On the other hand, if we look from the rural perspective, again the male count is more than the female, and even in urban areas also we have found that the males are more in numbers than the females, and this number constitutes the destitute individuals. Now we'll try to identify the problems of the destitutes. Why is it important for us to understand the problems related to these destitutes? The first and foremost problems the destitutes face is lack of basic necessities. Now, destitute individuals often struggle to access essential resources such as food, clean water, clothing and shelter. This can lead to malnutrition, poor hygiene and exposure to harsh weather conditions. Health issues is the other challenges. Without access to health care, destitute individuals are more susceptible to illnesses and diseases. They often lack preventive care, medical treatment and mental health support, leading to chronic health problems and untreated conditions. The other challenge may be the education. Many destitute children and adults do not have access to education, which on the other hand limits their opportunities for personal and professional development. This perpetuates the cycle of poverty and destitution. Employment issue, finding a stable and meaningful employment is a significant challenge for the destitute individuals. They may lack the necessary skills, education and resources to secure job, leading to financial instability and dependence on aid. Lastly, we know about the social stigma, and destitute individuals often face this social stigma and discrimination. This, on the other hand, lead to isolation and marginalization. So it becomes a vulnerable and vicious circle again. So this can affect their self-esteem and mental well-being, making it harder for them to seek help and support. Safety and security issue is the other challenge the destitutes face. So living in an unsafe environment such as on the streets or in inadequate housing exposes destitutes to violence, abuse and exploitation. So they may also be at risk of human trafficking and other forms of exploitation, specifically for women and children. Legal issues. Destitute individuals may lack legal documents such as identification cards or birth certificates, which can prevent them from accessing social services, healthcare facilities and education. So they may also face legal challenges related to homelessness and pregnancy. Mental health. The stress and trauma associated with destitution can lead to mental health issues such as depression, anxiety and post-traumatic stress disorder (PTSD). So without the access of mental health care, these conditions often go untreated. And lastly, we have the lack of support system. So these destitute individuals may lack family and community support, making it difficult for them to navigate their challenges and access resources. This can lead to feelings of hopelessness and despair. Now, there are various supports that can be provided through the society to this category of individuals. So, support for the destitutes, we can explore various aspects to support this destitutes. The first aspect could be the shelter. Now, offering affordable housing options and support for finding and maintaining stable housing is essential for helping destitute individuals transition out of homelessness. Food banks providing access to food, clean water, clothing and shelter is essential for meeting the immediate needs of the destitute individuals. Healthcare services, as we have actually gone through the problems of the destitutes, intervention in the area of the problems actually can provide them a better life. So, healthcare service, we can provide them with a better access to medical care, including preventive services, treatment of the illnesses, mental health support and substance abuse treatment, which are crucial for improving their overall health and well-being. So, free or subsidized medical care can provide a better support for this category of individuals. Social welfare programs, government benefits like pensions or unemployment allowances might help this category of individuals. Providing with education and skill training, offering educational opportunities and vocational training may help the destitute individuals to develop their skills needed to secure a stable employment and improve their quality of life, and after all assist them in the rehabilitation process. Employment opportunities, creating job opportunities and providing support for job placement can help destitute individuals achieve financial independence and stability. We have the other aspect which can be explored is the social support service. Now, providing access to social service such as counseling, legal aid and family support can help address the underlying issues that contribute to destitution. Community integration, encouraging the community involvement and support can help the destitute individuals build social connections and feel a sense of belonging. Advocacy and policy change. Advocating for policy changes that address the root cause of the destitution, such as poverty, lack of affordable housing, and inadequate healthcare, is crucial for creating long-term solutions. So in this backdrop, we will try to discuss about the legal provisions for the destitutes in a very brief manner. So we have the bill known as the Persons in Destitution, Protection, Care and Rehabilitation Model Bill 2016. Now this bill aims to provide protection, care, support and other services to all persons in destitution. It establishes the agencies to further the objectives identified in the Act, including the establishment of rehabilitation centers and care services. We also have the Destitute and Needy Senior Citizens Care Protection and Welfare Bill in 2009. Now this bill provides for the proper care of senior citizens who are destitute by their kith and kin and the government. It includes provision for the establishment of senior citizen homes, sustenance allowances and protection measures by local police. At the end, we'll try to cover in brief the community interventions that can be proposed from the perspective of social work. So since independence, India has made significant progress in addressing the poverty through agricultural and rural development program. So Government of India has initiated various developmental activities such as employment generation programs, productive assets transfer, institutional credit and subsidy program related to housing, drinking water and sanitation, with special focus on the programs to assist the destitute. So in conclusion, addressing the needs of the destitute individuals require a comprehensive and compassionate approach. So it is essential to recognize their resilience and the significant challenges they face on a daily basis. By providing access to basic necessities like healthcare, education and employment opportunities, we can help the individuals who are destitute to regain stability and improve their quality of life. Community support and involvement also play a crucial role in the process, as collective efforts can make a significant difference. So let us take the action through volunteering or advocating for policy changes to support the destitute individuals and work towards for an inclusive and equitable society. So with this, we have covered most of the aspects of destitutes. We will now discuss a few aspects, like as we discussed, who are considered as the destitute individuals. As we have already discussed, destitute individuals are those who lack basic necessities such as food, shelter, clothing and access to healthcare facilities. So they often live in extreme poverty and face significant challenges in meeting their daily needs. Now coming to the other question, like as we have discussed already, what are the main causes of destitution? So destitution can result from various factors, including poverty, which is one of the major reasons. Then family, we have family breakdown, abuse, neglect, natural disaster, health issues, employment and lack of education. And what are the challenges do the destitute individual face? Destitute individuals face numerous challenges, as we know, including lack of basic necessities, health is an issue, limited access to education, unemployment, social stigma, safety and security concerns, legal issues, mental health issues, and lack of support system. So what support is needed for the destitute individuals? Support for individuals who are destitutes includes providing basic necessities like health care, education, training, employment opportunities, social support services, housing assistance, community integration, and advocacy for policy changes. So that can bring out a positive change within the individuals who fall in the category of destitutes. So with this, we are completing the topic on destitution. We will look forward to our next topic where we are going to discuss about the various provisions, the role of the social work in handling these type of issues. Thank you.